Thank you all so very much for coming. For folks that need to find a seat, maybe people that have pocketbooks on chairs can clear up the seats for the people that might need one. So thank you all so very much for coming. My name is Lynn Smith. I am a volunteer with the Frederick Douglass Neighborhood Association. We're the folks who tend to the community flower garden downtown. We brought you the little free libraries. We host the annual reading of Frederick Douglass's iconic speech, "What to the Slave is the 4th of July." We have many members of our association here tonight. My board member, Nancy Martin, give us a wave, is here. One of my most amazing volunteers, Cindy Gray, is here. Ellie Wentworth is here. And if I missed anybody, I apologize, but these folks have been just absolutely amazing in their engagement and their volunteer work. We also have 3 board members, Newbie Rateau, Willie Wilson, and Nancy is here, as I said, representing the board. May I also tonight acknowledge Kelly Hanlon, who helped put the exhibit up. We did it with no broken bones, no blood, and no nasty words. So thank you, Kelly, for your great work. And I do also have to thank the City Hall maintenance staff, especially young man Flavio, who got this quilt up in back of me and positioned it perfectly and did not fall off the safe, so we didn't have to do any paperwork. So we're delighted. So we are so happy to be one of the sponsors of this exhibit about Brockton's Liberty Tree during Black History Month. The tree stood in front of the stables of Edward Bennett, which was a stop on the Underground Railroad during the mid-1800s. The quilt you see in back of me was a community effort crafted in 2005 after the original Liberty Tree had to cut down. And I do want to acknowledge Reverend Jill Wiley. Where is she? She was instrumental in starting this process. This tree traveled from church to church, from synagogue to synagogue, and community members added to it. And one of the panels that we have up on the wall that you can read later on tells its story. Another one of the panels tells the amazing story of Harriet Tubman, a very heroic and inspiring figure. She once said, "I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors cannot say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger." She led dozens and dozens of slaves to freedom, following the dipping gourd, also known as the North Star. This exhibit about the precious gifts of liberty and freedom is a partnership between Frederick Douglass Neighborhood Association, Eval Silvera, and the Brockton Beer Company, carrying on the tradition of distillers at the Liberty Tree in Boston. Cardinal Spellman High School, and where is Lauren? Lauren Savoya, wave to everybody, Lauren. Cardinal Spellman is here. And the Arts from the Heart program at Brockton Arts. And Mimi and the artists give us a wave. Yes, thank you. So tonight we're going to keep the program brief because we know our city councilors have to go upstairs for their meeting. We'll have remarks from our Mayor Bob Sullivan, followed by remarks by our City Council President Shirley Azak, and then Tricia Wilson, who had the honor of playing Harriet Tubman in a production at Massasoit Community College, will do a special poem, and we'll close out the program with a song. And Mimi is going to present some of this beautiful artwork that Kelly and I will have to come back and put up at a later date. And finally, we're going to announce a special art project that's going to take place this spring, spearheaded by the young artists of Cardinal Spellman High School. So first, can I thank all of the elected officials who are here. I see Jeff is here, Jeff Thompson from Ward 5 now, right, Jeff? I see Rita Mendez. Who else is here? I see Susan Nicastro coming in. I see Tina Cardosa. I see Jack Lally. I see Troy, Chief Financial Officer, Troy Clarkson. Did I miss anybody? Oh, and Wynn Farwell, he was the first one here. So I thank our city councilors. So Mayor Sullivan, when Mayor Keith spoke at the cornerstone laying of this building 125 years ago, he asked the question, what shall this building represent in its silent grandeur? What language shall it speak to upcoming generations? And so tonight we're hoping that the building listens as we speak of the collaboration of art and liberty. So may I present our 50th Mayor, Robert F. Sullivan, for remarks.
Well, good evening, everybody. I want to first of all thank Lynn and everybody that worked so diligently, spent so many hours to make this a reality. This is what Brockton's about, coming together as one and learning from the history. I'm the son of a history teacher. My dad worked at Brockton High School for almost 40 years. And the house that my wife, Maria, and I are raising our 3 children sits on the lot of the 1724 house, which was one of the oldest houses in North Bridgewater. It's on Rockland Street and on the corner of Rock Meadow. And legend has there were quite a few Underground Railroad stops on Rockland Street, and where my house is situated now was one of those stops leading into Leonard's Pond. I am fortunate enough to actually have a piece of the Liberty Tree. The late Carl Landerholm gave me a piece for my years of service as a counselor at large about 4 years ago, and it hangs proudly at my house in my home office. But history is what makes Brockton so special, but it's the people that makes Brockton, without question, the #1 city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It's the people coming together to learn from the past and how we can build the future. We can build that future, as Lynn said, through collaboration, through mutual understanding, through courtesy, and never forgetting how we became the city of Brockton. Through many hours of dedication from all sectors of our community. I'm honored to stand here today as the 50th mayor of the city of Brockton. 125 years ago, the first mayor, Mayor Keith, said those kind words, and they ring true to this day. So on behalf of myself, my family, and all elected officials on the local level, school committee, city council, our 3 state reps, state senator, and Congressman Lynch, the 2 United States senators, I want to thank you for what you do to better our city of champions. And each and every one of you are truly champions in your own right. So thank you. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, Shirley Azak, our newly elected City Council President, not only works hard for the city, she is also particularly focused on art and beauty, not only in her work as a floral designer, but also in her efforts to keep Brockton beautiful. So Shirley, could you come up and say a few words, please?
Well, good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you here this evening. This exhibit is absolutely beautiful and amazing, and it shows what a collaboration can produce when wonderful people work together. So between I thank the Frederick Douglass Neighborhood Association, Cardinal Spellman High School's art program, and the Brockton Beer Company. These are people that have come together and worked hard really to produce something and to educate us. And I have to say, Lynn has been educating me since I first got to know her, which was about 6 years ago, about Frederick Douglass and Brockton's history. So it's really an amazing event that they've put on here this evening. So I hope that, you know, our residents will come out to City Hall. It's down here in the basement, and view this beautiful exhibit as we come together to celebrate a vital role that African Americans have played in the progress and development of our country as we celebrate and learn during this month of February. So I hope all will come out view this beautiful art. Yes, I love to beautify things. I'm all about the arts, but it's also the education, and I really believe education is key to progress, and that's what I hope we do here together in Brockton. So I'd also like to welcome all the elected officials. Thank you for everybody coming here before our city council meeting, and I look forward to viewing it. I have to tell you, if you haven't seen the movie Harriet for Harriet Tubman, it's absolutely beautiful, and the Harriet Tubman that is here now with us is very realistic, and I have to, she caught us a bit off guard last week as we came off the elevator. So thank you again.
Thank you, Councilor Azak. You know, Harriet Tubman spoke often of her dreams of liberty and freedom and her passion for justice and the truth, which is an inspiration to us all. So Tricia Wilson, I'd ask you to come up, please, and read the special poem about Harriet Tubman.
Come down from the mountain, Harriet. Come down to the valley at night. Come down to your weeping people and be their guiding light. Sing, deep river. Don't you want to cross today? Sing, deep river. Don't you want to walk on freedom's way? I stole down in the nighttime, I came back in the day. I stole back to Maryland to guide the slaves away. You better run, brave Harriet. There's ransom on your head. You better run, Miss Harriet. They want you lying dead. I've been down in the valleys yonder and searching round the stills. They got a posse after you are riding through the hills. They got bloodhounds smelling. They got their guns cocked too. You better run, bold Harriet. The white man's after you. They got thousands of dollars put on your cold black head. They'll give $10,000. They're mad because you're fled. I'm Harriet Tubman, people. I'm Harriet the slave. I'm Harriet, free woman, and I am free beyond my grave.
Thank you so much, Tricia. Mimi, could you come up for a minute? Your students' paintings reflect the beauty that has been captured by the quilters who created this work of art in back of us that represents our roots, our community, and our diversity. So Mayor Sullivan, maybe you could come up too, and Mimi can present to you ceremonially another one of the paintings and tell you about the Arts from the Heart program.
For about 2 years now, we have been meeting in Brockton Art on Sunday just to paint. And I'm happy to be here to see again and gather people just because of painting. It's a way to come back inside ourselves, and instead of doing certain things, you know, we stay with the art. Not everybody has to do it, but I know what it does for the mind and the community too, from what I can tell. And we gather every Sunday actually for the last 2 years. And I can see some of my friends here, Ellie and Paul Martin, and also Paula. They make sure they are here tonight with us. Thank you.
Mayor Sullivan offered to help put the exhibit up. He doesn't know it, but I've got my ladder in the truck. Harriet Tubman also said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. And always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world." So I'm going to ask Lauren and Eval to come up, representing Cardinal Spellman and the Brockton Beer Company. You know, many of the Sons of Liberty in Brockton met in various distilleries, and we have that story up on the wall. So Lauren is going to talk a little bit about the new art project that's going to go into the community garden, and we're going to be raising money for the students to offset their costs and maybe provide a little bit of scholarship money. So please go on the Frederick Douglass Neighborhood Association Facebook page and our website, Douglas with 2 S's, brockton.org, to see how you can help out. So Lauren and Eval.
Hi, thank you. My name is Lauren Savoya. I'm an artist, an activist, and also an art educator at Cardinal Spellman High School. We are honored this year to be part of this project. Our students are learning about Frederick Douglass in class, and are also going to create a 5 by 8 foot mural at the Frederick Douglass Garden to be unveiled this May.
I'll just speak to it. Hi, Eval Silvera, one of the founders of Brockton Beer Company, and so excited to be here. Lynn, thank you so much. And we're excited to also be a part and collaborating in this project. And one of the things that we wanted to announce, partly what we want to announce, is that we want to make a big support for the students in their art projects. So we're actually going to be doing a tasting towards the end of the month to commemorate partly the Liberty Tree as well as Black History Month. That will be a tasting, but it will also open the door for those who are tasting to actually donate and provide some support for the students. So that will be awesome, and so we're excited to announce that, and stay tuned for more information about that coming up. So thank you.
I heard Eval talk about one of his newest creations. It's called Chocolate Stout. And I said, wouldn't it be fun to have a reception at Brockton Arts at 33 Dover, and we could call it Just Desserts. So stay tuned. And so now I thought to close the program, I'm going to call on my friend Tricia Wilson one more time, who's going to come up and sing a traditional Negro spiritual. Thank you all so much for coming. Enjoy the exhibit. It will be here throughout February for Black History Month. And so, Tricia, the stage is yours to close the program.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's those people dressed in red? God's gonna trouble the water. Be the children Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's those people dressed in white? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be children of the Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Bring down the power of love, I say. Bring down the power. The power of love, I say, is the greatest power. Bring down the vibration. Bring down the power. Bring the power of the nations. Is the greatest power. Love is our greatest power. Thank you.
So I'd like to invite everyone involved in the program to come on up for a group photo, and anyone else who'd like to be in